In this video, we're going to be talking about 2 ways to break down a watermelon. When breaking down a watermelon, it is important that you choose the correct tool. A chef knife is going to be the best tool to break down the watermelon. This is going to ensure that you have nice even cuts, and it's going to ensure your safety, and it also is going to be less stress on your wrist and shoulder as you're chopping the watermelon. First, we're going to cut the watermelon, leaving the skin on. Take the watermelon and hold it securely. You're going to cut the end of the watermelon and cut enough off to reveal the flesh on the inside. Then you're going to move to the other side and cut the end off. Once again, removing enough of the skin to reveal the flesh inside. Putting the flat side down, we're then going to take our knife and we're going to cut directly down the middle of the watermelon, leaving 2 halves. Then, using the flat side down for safety, we'll place the watermelon on the cutting board. And we'll cut these into quarters. Turning the watermelon on its side, we will then glide through the watermelon. Now, gliding through at the bottom is going to prevent the watermelon pieces from falling away from your knife. It's going to help keep your watermelon together, and this makes, as it stays together, for easy transport to your serving vessel for the kids to grab. Now we're going to talk about how to dice a watermelon and remove the skin completely. Dicing a watermelon can be great for fruit salads, fruit salsas, and also as a quick snack for kids. We're going to take our chef knife and cut the ends of the watermelon off. We're going to cut just enough to reveal the flesh on the inside. So it's always important for safety to cut with a flat surface. Placing the watermelon on the flat surface side, you can begin to cut and take the skin off. With the watermelon skin, we want to leave the pink on the inside, and we want to take the outside white entire rind or skin off. Now, a good tip to remember is you can always take more off, but you can never put it back onto the watermelon. So be sure to take your time and practice this before taking too much watermelon off. Using the middle of your knife, we're going to curve around the skin of the watermelon. So I know this watermelon is a round shape, so I want to make sure my knife goes round with the watermelon. So take your knife, using your claw grip to secure this on a flat surface. We're going to remove the skin from the watermelon, trying to leave as little flesh on the watermelon as possible. Once you cut your first piece, you can then follow the map of the watermelon to cut the remaining pieces. Right where the white rind and the pink flesh meet is where you want to cut. So remember that as you take the sides off, you can always go back and trim up and take these white pieces off. Any additional pieces. So as we continue to cut the rind off, taking as little pink flesh with it as we can. And it's always a good idea to remove all scraps immediately from your cutting board into your trash bin at your station. This is efficient to have a trash bin at your station because then you're not walking and taking steps towards the trash can. In addition, you want to make sure you keep your cutting board clean of all trash debris to make sure you're safe and that you have the entire cutting board to work on to make your perfect dice. So I'm going to go back and just trim up some of these white pieces, leaving as much flesh as possible. And now we are ready to dice. We're going to cut this into large planks. When selecting the size of your dice, it's important to consider the age of the student that you are feeding. A smaller dice might be easier for a smaller child to eat. When dicing any watermelon or vegetable, it's important to keep size consistency. Making all the pieces the same size can create more even cooking and also impacts visual appeal for students.